What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Roggle. This is Sig. We are coming to you today with our top 20 overly hyped, overly rated video games and our 20 underhyped, underwhelming. Is that the best way to describe it, Sig?
So hey, we're gonna do at least 10 overrated and 10 underrated. 20 total. 10. You don't have 20 video games on your fucking list. I have 20.
There's 20 on mine. I have
total.
I have 40. There's 40.
We're gonna focus on at least 10, but that 20 is gonna be a really long episode. So 10 from each of our lists. So he'll pick 5, I pick 5, and we'll discuss. If you're familiar or not aware of what we're talking about, last two episodes before this one, they're both individual episodes. I did one, Roggle did one, and we're talking about our personal opinions on games that are overhyped. Typically, you know, ones that had a lot of promotion, publicity, promos, and all that stuff, and the game just didn't meet the expectations, and they flopped or they didn't feel finished or proper, versus games that received virtually none, no media, no publicity, no pop, no promo, and they were amazing games. And we're going to justify it. Why the fuck not? So, we made 2 episodes already. We're coming together now to basically compare notes and, you know, ask questions or whatever. You'll see. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. It's fine.
We're going to argue. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be a married couple argument. That's all it's going to be.
Like every other episode, it's fine.
Yes.
Except for our wrestling ones from here on out, because we have Lane, who's going to just fucking tear you apart. With me.
So getting past the bullying episodes that we're going to have. Shut the fuck up. Where do you want to start in this rigmarole of madness that we have here?
Mm.
You want to start with under or over?
That's what she said. Let's start with overhype. Let's start with like the negative and end on the positive.
Okay.
So I'll let you go first. You can pick any of them, or, you know, if you agree you want to go further, whatever.
Of the overs, let's say, I mean, there are a few that we do have that are like the exact same. I think we both. Well, no, I guess not. No.
You misspelled Duke Nukem.
I noticed that. Big fucking deal. I just noticed that too. I was like, fuck. He's gonna notice that and say something. I put an L instead of a K. They're right next to each other on the keyboard, and I was typing fast. Fuck off. Anyways,
you misspelled Battlefront.
I did.
Yeah, it says
Battlefront. It says what?
It says Star Wars Battlefront. You left the F off.
Fuck off. The F is for you.
Only if you call me daddy.
Big fucking deal. Because you copy and pasted all yours doesn't count.
Excuse me, I hand wrote them all on a book and then transferred them to the computer, so fuck off.
I don't want to hear your fucking lies.
Because unlike you, I have multiple friends. And I have one of your friends.
Anyways, to the overhyped. You fuck. There's one for sure, or actually 2 for sure that we have that are overhyped, and I think we should probably just get these 2 out of the way. I think you know exactly which ones we've talked about quite a bit. Being Fortnite and, well, you have Call of Duty, I have Warzone. I think Warzone is way more overhyped than Call of Duty is, just because of how it is now.
Really?
Over the years,
you want to talk about Modern Warfare 3? You want to talk about upcoming Modern Warfare, or it's already came out by the time this video came out? Modern Warfare 3, 2023?
I will say over the years, though, Call of Duty has been hype, but I will think Warzone has caused the hype to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Due to it now. So I said Warzone, and because I put it in with Fortnite. And to be honest, you could probably put a lot of BRs on there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to give light of day to that other shitty one.
Well, no, because like
out there.
I'll agree with that because on my list, like I definitely have Overwatch, I have Fortnite, I have uh Call of Duty, and it's they're so fucking overhyped and they're so overrated too. But this is one of those fine lines, like I was talking in my episode, anyways, where it's such a fine line of who's to blame, streamers or developers, like studios for having the marketing budget for it. But it's just one of those where it is obscenely overhyped. You can't go anywhere on the internet. You can't go anybody's stream without hearing something about it. And typically with like Fortnite and Call of Duty specifically, is they live the mantra of any publicity is good publicity. Because I mean, and the only reason why I say Call of Duty like as a whole is Ricochet.
Cheaters. Yeah,
that's a fucking like whole thing. And just how over the years it gets so much hype and it never executes properly. And this year more so than anything with Modern Warfare 3 game, nothing but destroyed. I mean, for God's sakes, IGN gave him a 4. Do you know how shitty you have to fucking be for IGN to be like, ugh, oh, we're not gonna lie and say this is a 7. We're gonna have to give this a 4, which so it's probably like a 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've been getting shit on lately for a lot more that drug them down. But I don't know. We'll wait and see how that one is. But yeah, like you said, you can't go anywhere. You see it everywhere. I mean, even going into Target, Walmart, things like that, you see it also. So I mean, there's
fucking Amazon. I don't even go into Target and Walmart if I don't have to. But I see it on like Amazon. Hell, I see it at Hy-Vee from time to time, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious? You don't even sell fucking video games."
Doritos bags because you can get the COD points and everything off there.
Anything Pepsi.
I've seen it. Yeah.
PepsiCo. So Doritos and Mountain Dews. Yep.
It's all over. So I mean, it's everywhere. It's those two are big ones. I think for a lot of it. I mean, the BRs are huge, especially right now, but it's not going to slow down by any means.
Ooh, I think on the contrary, actually, I think we are starting to we've already hit the peak. And I think we're going to start seeing a significant decrease in battle royales come out, because if you look at even like the indie companies and third parties and other studios, even like EA and Epic, their battle royales are not working out for them. Like Valorant, that had so much pop and so much hype behind it, and it fizzled after like a month. It's gone. Now you can still find your competitive and you still find it out and about, but it is not talked about. It is not mentioned. It is like as though it ceased to exist. Knockout's another one. Like there's just so many of them that the market became so oversaturated that clearly the only two that stood above the rest are Fortnite and Call of Duty. But then you have like Overwatch 2, who really the Blizzard / Activision just kind of fucked themselves on that one.
Mm-hmm.
You had no choice but to play Overwatch 2 if you want to play Overwatch by shutting down Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
But there's just no ingenuity behind it anymore. And it's becoming very stagnant. It's becoming very lackluster. I mean, hell, Fortnite already announced that they're returning back to Chapter 1. Or they're already at Chapter 1. Going back to the OG days. But there's a lot of hype around this. And again, Fortnite's also very stagnant in my opinion too. And to clarify, all the games on my list I've played or I currently play. Just want to kind of specify that. But if somebody's gonna be like, you don't know shit about this. Bitch, I know everything about it. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I got nothing but time.
No, there are a few of mine that I have not played. I made it clear in my episode that I made. There's some that are not on console that I have watched people play, just I don't get it. So I just went strictly overhyped, more than overrated, I guess.
I mean, overhyped to overrated, pretty much the same to a degree. I just went with overhyped like that word just because the way I rated all my stuff was based upon like publicity and the marketing around it and what they promised and failed to deliver or did deliver.
Yeah, and also this, my list was not like my end all be all.
No,
20 that we did, but these are just ones that I went through that I knew that I could get to, and not without putting months of work into this. It was just a quick list thrown together in an hour.
Like we each have, I have Duke Nukem Forever. You had Duke Newlem Forever.
You know,
I'm not sure what game he's talking about, but I'm going to assume Duke Nukem. That was one that's like a classic game that was supposed to be remastered, remade, whatever. It's just supposed to be amazing. And when you talk about fucking letdown on all fronts, oh my god, that is by far the most notorious, overhyped, overrated bullshit. Don't fix it. Leave it alone.
Fix what? I can't fix it. It's already in there.
You don't know how to edit. That's good. But anyways,
well, no, fucker.
But like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that game from 2011 is just, I love Duke Nukem. Like that's childhood. The game I should never been playing, but it was such a massive letdown that it was not remastered. It was not remade. It's, hey, we're gonna make this look a little bit shinier. Here you go. And the performance on it was just trash. Like I bought that game twice too.
You probably did. I can see that.
I bought it when it was brand new. I pre-ordered it, and then I think I bought it again when it came out on the PS4. Yeah. So I think my wife bought me the PS4. I was like, oh, it's on sale for like $10 at GameStop. I didn't get to finish it. I'm gonna finish it. And then I remember, oh, there's a reason why I didn't finish this game. This sucks ass. Sucks ass. I did not like it. You actually have quite a few on your list where I'm like, I fucking hate you. Fucking hate you. I will say, so we can agree. Here's the ones we agree on, just from looking at it, and whether or not they're on my list. I can completely agree with Final Fantasy. We've done every fucking video game episode we've ever done. We are shitting on Final Fantasy, so you know where we stand. I can agree with Battlefield 2042. I did not put that on my list, though. Did I? No, I thought that was just a given. Alien Colonial Marines, yeah. Sea of Thieves. This is one that I agree to this right now because I have not played their new solo mode where now you don't have to play with other people. But this game gets so much fucking love for it and hype and publicity. It's not fun, and I played with the crew. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. Again, our opinions, but it's super overrated for what it is. Now, as I said, my game that I really want to come out just got pushed back another few months, so I will not be playing Skull and Bones this year. I will try it for next year. We'll see. Maybe 2025. That's going to be another game that gets pushed, or that's going to get overhyped.
So did they pull it from GameStop because it's on console showing released when I was at GameStop?
Skull and Bones?
Skull and Bones. Yeah.
I just got notified because I have it pre-order that says my pre-order will be pushed back.
Now, it very well could have been the pre-order also. It wasn't, it was all case sitting there, so it was in the, I want to say it may have been in the pre-order area or new release, I'm not sure. But
Skull and Bones ever coming out.
But I know that it's one that you've always talked about.
Oh yeah, I've been talking about this shit for fucking over a year at this point. It was supposed to come out this month and last month.
Okay.
Pretty much every month this year. But yeah, it's been pushed back, so I don't know why, unless you're just seeing marketing for it. But yeah, it's not.
And it could be. It's
not out yet. I'm on Ubisoft and it says pre-order.
Okay.
Yep. So, but I don't know. Sea of Thieves feels very childish. as well. And it's not because it's cartoon, it's a pirate game and it doesn't feel very piratey. Feels like it wants to be Fortnite.
It looks childish.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the best way. It looks like a child's game. That's the best way to, I think.
Here's probably the best way to actually put it. It looks like it belongs on the Wii U.
There you go. Yeah.
Like we're at a tech advantage point that the game should be more pristine than what it is, and it looks it looks like a step above Minecraft, and it belongs on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through your list. I cannot agree with you on Marvel versus Capcom. I'm also big into fighter games. Same with Mortal Kombat. You literally said any Mortal Kombat after 3. There's fucking dozen of them.
No, that's anyone after Mortal Kombat 3 I didn't like. The first stupid. 3 I liked.
You're fucking
I didn't like any of this. They're fucking junk.
You ignorant hick. You're stupid.
No. Nope. No, thank you.
I can understand Street Fighter once they went to their new design. I don't like the new design. I don't like the new graphics. I will fight you on a couple of these. And we'll get to that when we do the underrated, because you have Cyberpunk, which I get it. I can understand the hype behind that one and why people think it's overrated. Same with Fallout 76 or any Fallout game, as you put it. Marvel's Avengers, is this the latest one?
This is the latest one that just came out.
Shit. It is not even worth being free. It is complete shit.
Yes.
I don't want to waste my breath on that one. Where did I put World of Warcraft? Did I put that on my over? Nope.
I don't even know if you have it on there, do you? I have it. It's overly hyped like crazy.
I would say this one is properly hyped because you hear me out. As someone who actually plays it, I played it. I play it actively throughout the years.
That's your fault.
It's not my fault. It's my brother. It's my friend. I keep getting pulled in. I've uninstalled this bitch at least 4 or 5 times a year, and I reinstall it at least 6, 7 times a year. But this is appropriate. The only reason why I would agree it was overhyped and overrated is because, like, right now with BlizzCon just getting over, so all the news is coming out about it. So we're gonna be bum rush for the next 3 months about World of Warcraft and everything that's coming out, all the new DLCs, all the patches, all the updates, and everything. But this is one of those games that you can truly invest your life to it and your time into it, and there's always something to do. It's a never-ending growth inside of the game. But this is also one of those games that you should have people to play with. You don't need to, but it's a great place to also meet internet strangers. For a specific brother of mine, it's a perfect place to find a couple girlfriends, maybe a fiance. Not naming names or anything. You know who you are. You're younger than me. But I could not put this one on overhyped, and I think I had it on there like numerous times. I couldn't justify it because, again, it's only when they have a big DLC where you just hear information out the ass about it. Other than that, it gets very quiet unless you have nerdy friends who don't shut the fuck up about it. And that's your friend's fault. That's not publicity. That's your friend.
I think the tipping point for me was the fact that they had a movie, the dog shit movie that they had. The fact that they
was not dog shit. It was not great, but it was fucking not dog
horrible. Shit. Come on, just be honest. It was dog shit.
No, it wasn't dog shit. Now, I will say, when that movie came out, I think the same for everybody else who's a big fan of World of Warcraft, is we all kind of assumed Blizzard would have a hand in it, and the fact that they didn't. Their cinematics on World of Warcraft are fucking amazing, and they're so epic. Like, there's no reason why they don't have a studio to make a movie or just pull all the fucking cinematics from World of Warcraft to put into a movie. Like, if you haven't seen it, go watch the trailers, go watch the cinematics for World of Warcraft, and you'll be like, oh my god, this is just a little 30-second clip or a 5-minute clip. Yeah. Compared to the movie, yeah, the movie's shit. But when you're able to separate game from movie and let it be its own thing, the movie's not bad. I will give it that. It does a good job of initializing. Blizzard fucked up by not having their hand involved and saying we have to do it this way. We need to use these animations, use these CGIs, instead of just going, here you go. You do what you want. But I enjoyed the movie. But I, unlike some peasant over here, I can separate
horrible
communities.
I just watched it as a movie for dog shit. I didn't do the community.
I agree with Skyrim. We've talked about this. We've had a whole fucking episode about this in Grand Theft Auto, which is on mine.
Yeah.
This game's been out for over 10 years. It's been on the last, 3 generations of consoles, PS3, PS4, PS5. Yeah. All the Xbox ones too, and PC, and yeah, it's not that great of a game, guys.
No, it's not.
It's a good game, but it is not that great of a game. Like, let's just cool your jets, get your heart on off. It's fine. I need you to explain Contra, though.
This one, fell in. It's okay. Almost
I just want to know your logic on it. I never. This wasn't a big one. Like, I played it, but
it's a playable game for sure. But the way that people fall for this game, it's the end all be all when it came to military, air quoted, at that time. It was, it's the best game ever. You can do so much. No, the game is not that fun to sit there and play it for hours on end for me. Yeah. I was like, I can't do it. I don't understand it. And the fact that a lot of people will, the releases of them and they're all over it, I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can play it, but like, I can't invest my life into it like some people have. And it's like, I don't get it. After the first couple, I couldn't get into it anymore. Like, I think after Super Contra, I was done. I was out on everything else Contra because they started turning to dog shit after that too.
Yeah, I got that. Like, I saw that on your list, and I was like, hold on. I'm going back through episodes in my head. I was like, I'm pretty sure you've talked highly about this game.
The first one was decent, but I could not. I'm not going to put it as a horrible game, but I think it's overhyped, overrated, at what it is.
I mean, yeah. Madden. I would almost. Did I put any? I did not put any sports game on mine. I would say any 2K or Madden, or like the sports genre as a whole is just shit right now.
I think I talked about that too when I did it on when I had Madden.
We've done episodes where we talked about Madden and NBA are really, you're just paying $60 for a DLC update, kind of like Modern Warfare 3. You get just this update. That's it. Here, now you have these new players. Now they're on different teams. Like, who the fuck cares? I'm not paying $70 for a goddamn DLC.
And that's why I lumped that in with the one right above it.
So I was going to say that one. So like, well, here, okay, after N64, hold on. Because SmackDown versus Raw was still after N64. And that wasn't like, that was, and it still is considered the peak of their lineup. It's the SmackDown versus Raw series. I
wasn't even into any WWE ones at that time. Like, it was all NWO, WCW. Those were the ones that we enjoyed. I don't remember really liking or finding one that was good for WWE.
GameCube, WrestleMania something. GameCube had one where I think it's actually rated among the top 10 wrestling games, but it was GameCube, so it's a wonky ass fucking controller. Mm-hmm. But you got to play as your wrestler, and you almost like open world concept to a degree. You could roam around an area, and it'd be like on a boat, and then you would encounter other wrestlers that you have to like fight, and you could climb up, the scaffolding. You could climb up on the towers of a boat structure and all this stuff, and you could just do crazy shit. It was a WrestleMania game, but it was such an awesome game. There was so much you could do with it. And it was so out of left field, even like looking back now, going, why the fuck was I able to jump off of scaffolding and then onto a boat? Or why was I able to go into an airplane? Like, all this weird shit. Mm-hmm. I will say once WWE went to the 2K franchise is when they've kind of ruined themselves. Similar to a lot of these games don't need to come out every year. If it's going to be a roster update, like we stated before in other previous episodes, make it a roster update. That should be a free patch. This doesn't need to be $60, doesn't need to be $20, doesn't need to be $10. It should be a free update patch of here's a new season. If you want to make it cost $15 for your season, here you go. But then you get access to everything. Kind of like your battle pass. But a full year's worth season. I did leave one. Starfield, because that's on your list. That is 5 years in the making. I did a review for this one. I've played this one. I've beaten this one, unfortunately. It's on my list too. And biggest letdown. You want to talk about overhyped game? There you go. All these planetary bodies and systems, and you can't do shit on most of them. And they've even announced, like, yeah, we have all these hundreds and thousands of planets. Oh no, there's no resources on them. Yeah, you can visit them, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Cool. Waste of data. Thank you. I gladly want the 5 gigabytes for that one fucking planet that doesn't do shit for me. Thank you for that. I'm so happy.
And that's obviously one that I did not play because it's a console game. It's not I'm sorry, it's a PC game, not a console game. So I can't play
it.
If it's a fucking console game, I'm not gonna fucking play it. But
no, don't play it. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is on console.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was just strictly PC.
No, strictly PC. That'd be probably why I hate it so much.
So no, it's not one that I was invested in watching at all or playing at all.
You can watch me play it. You can see me get very frustrated by it.
I watched you play it, and it's like, no, I'm good.
The coolest thing people love about it is that you can make ships. And there are people who are spending hundreds of hours to build, for example, the Power Rangers, the original Power Rangers bot. Nightbot, whatever it's called. Yeah, there we go. Somebody legitimately built it's like spot on too. Somebody built the Death Star. Somebody built the Millennium Falcon. People are spending hours on this one aspect of the game. And guess what your ship can do? Maneuver very poorly and shoot. the aerial control of space is shit. And I get it's zero gravity. No shit. But I have thrusters, and if I'm pointing up with my thrusters, I should move in the opposite direction. Like the inverted controls are there for a reason. But
yeah,
go watch that episode. I do a whole fucking deep dive into it. And you can hear good and bad. It's very, and it's still opinionated, but it's spot on to like because of facts inside the game. It's not me going, oh, I hate the studio. So I'm gonna fight you on a couple of these, but I'm gonna wait till we get to the
unders.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we pretty much covered. Do you want to go to under? You want to keep going through?
I covered yours really quick on your overs.
So you want to go through unders now?
Here, I'll do your job for you. We can do my overs. We can do a quick rundown.
I know what you said you wanted to do. Your overs? Fuck, sure. Fine. All right, so you have, again, I'm not going to know probably more than fucking half of these. No Man's Sky? No, I have no fucking clue what that is. Oh my god.
So this is also a console game and PC. A lot of overhype. It's another one of those games I got.
Google majority of these.
That's fine. No Man's Sky, and it just released a new DLC recently, or is getting ready to. This is one of those that was in production for years, and it was poor execution. It was not a completed game. Very glitchy, very buggy. It was a good sci-fi game. Like, I enjoyed the game. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. But it does not meet the expectations of what was promised and what was like shown everywhere. It was just super overhyped for the game. But again, I enjoyed this game. I like No Man's Sky. But it does not live up to the hype it was promised. So, yeah.
Then you have, Starfield. Talked about that one. Sea of Thieves. Okay, Last of Us. I need to know why you have Last of Us. Like how, like recently or what?
No, the game, not the TV series.
Okay.
We've talked about the TV series. Fucking amazing. The video games, I hate the video games. And tack on the PC release version of it is even worse because there's a lot of issues with the PC version compared to the console. And I mean, like glitches and bugs and everything. But Last of Us is one of those, like, again, it's not a bad game. I'm not saying my overhyped games are bad and shit and you should never play them. Last of Us, especially now with all the hype, no. Last of Us is a decent game at best. The controls are not perfect by any means. The storyline is not near perfect. It's a decent storyline. There's a lot of gaps and holes that need to be filled still that they have just kind of just said, here you go. Now, granted, they're filling a lot of it with thanks to the TV series, like the gay couple. They introduced it in the game, but it kind of was like small segment. You don't really find out what happened or a whole lot of their story. You wait till the TV series and they give it more in-depth, more information. It's just one of those of, it has all this hype behind it, all this amazing lore, and it was not as good as everyone's making it out to be. Everybody's making this game sound like it's a 10 out of 10 perfect God game. And it's at best, it's at best a mid game, like 5 out of 5 type.
I would say, yeah, it's definitely a mid game, not the end all be all, but yeah, it's definitely good. Let's see. So I mean, yeah, the hype is there, and the overhype is definitely there. Closing your dungeon door. Dead Island 2.
You know what this one is, right? Don't fucking.
I know.
Stupid.
No, I beat that. I beat it. I played it. I beat it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I loved the game.
Okay, so I love Dead Island 1. Like when that game came out, that game got shit on so fucking hard, rightfully so.
Yes.
But it was still a good game. It was a good alternative to Left 4 Dead, and it was a good alternative to like just the overall gameplay, the structure, the way it all handled. Dead Island 2, I don't know. I don't remember what happened. Maybe COVID. I don't remember what happened that led to like Dead Island just popping off in the last 3 years, but it blew up, and everybody was pushing hard for Dead Island 2. And then when they got Dead Island 2, they were showing all this amazing cinematics, all this graphics, all the gameplay, and like, look at all this shit you can do. We're gonna promise A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they delivered on 2 things. And when the game got released, it was not fully finished. This was a game that got so overhyped. Again, it was like Call of Duty. It was everywhere and anywhere you could find TV or marketing space. Dead Island 2 was everywhere. And
I do remember seeing that.
It was just ridiculous. And then when it came out, it's like, oh, this is a over polish of Dead Island. They fixed some things. They've definitely improved a lot of things, but this is not at the level of what they promised or they said it would be or what they heavily implied. It's a good game. I highly recommend people to play this game, especially if you're big in like the zombie franchise. Go play this game. It's fucking fantastic, but it's not a great game to receive this type of hype. This was a quote unquote indie style developer at one time that popped off, kind of like Among Us, where got all the hype because of COVID. It was out before COVID, but it was a little unknown company. COVID happened, everybody got locked at home. This game blew up along with several other games, and now they're kind of having to fall off, and they're like, oh, no one's really into Among Us. Now they're stretching. They have TV shows coming out to help build publicity for it. Dead Island is just one of those, like, it's a good game. It's a fun game. It's not a game to the level which everyone seems to be making it out to be. That was it. It's not up to its hype. So,
see, Overwatch 2, we touched on that with kind of the BR games. Duke Nukem Forever, you touched on. Animal Crossing.
Listen, there's a lot of these on here that people are gonna get pissed off.
I thought about Animal Crossing. It's one I never played it, so I tried to leave the ones I haven't played, and I never will play if I even have a chance.
Yeah. Go listen to the episodes. You'll find more information about all this. But put in perspective, I don't like a game too that I start in debt. And like, I'm not just like kind of in debt. I'm in massive debt in this game. I'm stuck on an island that I didn't have a say. I had to live in a house I didn't pick. by somebody who's giving me money that I didn't want or agree to.
I don't know anything about the game. I've avoided it. It just looked like a game that I wanted nothing to do with, and people were just talking about it nonstop. And I'm like, I don't care.
That's like my issue with it. But no, it's just it's Sims. It's a very childish version of Sims. And I had Sims on here like a million times. I kept taking Sims off, putting Sims on, taking off, putting on both sides of it because it's underrated, overrated at times. Same with SimCity. It's not as good of a game, and the publicity for it is fucking out the butthole for it. This is stupid. If you love Animal Crossing, go seek help. Get therapy, please. You need it.
Okay, so Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Are these Zelda games?
Yeah, these are the two latest Zelda games. Breath of the Wild, and I just kind of lumped Zelda last two games.
I mean, I'll take anything after the original Nintendo.
I can go as far as anything after N64 because Ocarina and Majora's Mask.
I started Link. That shit was garbage.
It's open world, and it's not. I've said this on numerous episodes. Go listen to them. Long story short, it's not a legitimate Zelda game. They're throwing a name on there. You're playing as Link. It's not a heavily induced Zelda game like all the other games are. You want to find out more information? Listen to their previous episodes. They should be episode 84 for me, and then anything else has video games on it. You heard me complain about this game. And Tears of the Kingdom is the same. Graphically amazing. It's beautiful. I don't like the fact that it's called Legend of Zelda though. Literally should have called it anything else. Hell, call it something with Link, and it would have been better portrayed and more accurate. But even then, I don't like the game. I thought the story was stupid too. So enough of that. There are a lot of Nintendo games on.
I noticed that. Call of Duty we talked about. Pokemon, I mean, you can. I mean, just saying the name, and that's probably enough.
But same with Pokemon and Mario. I love these games. Again, these are games I played. I love them. So fucking overhyped. They don't need the hype they have. And you have games like Mario Odyssey, which was just trash.
But, I mean, it's a following. I think those are a following.
It's a cult. That's what we're in. Yeah, we're in a cult.
That's exactly what it's going to be with Pokemon. Like you said with Mario, it's a Nintendo. It's a following.
Nintendo. Same with Zelda.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
And that's true too.
The janitor put a curse on everyone.
Just fucker. Fortnite we talked about.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy. I thought you loved this game. I
do love this game. I love this game.
I never heard you say one bad thing about it. I guess I don't know anything.
It's the hype, and this was one of those and you can go listen to the episode too, because we don't discuss politics or religion. This was one of those it got so much negative hype that you literally had, because of J.K. Rowling and the shit she said in the past. But you also had people who, again, this was one of those any publicity is good publicity. You had people who were just going out of their way to stream snipe. You had people going out of their way doxing people, revealing information, and at the same time, the developers behind this made this seem like this was going to be an amazing game, and it was. Don't get me wrong, it was going to be this amazing game. You can play Quidditch to a degree, you can control beasts to a degree, but they made it sound like it was basically the world. In reality, they gave you a very, 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 very restricted version of what they were showing. Doesn't mean it's not a bad game, or doesn't mean it's not a fantastic game. I still love this game. I still play this game. And the fact that each house has a whole different trajectory for its story and its replayability, whether you're good or bad. There's a lot of stuff to go behind this. You had to just kind of listen to the episode. But I love it. The hype it received, the bad publicity it received, the toxicity behind it. It's just one of those, it has too much publicity in front of it, good or bad. And it kind of just left a very bad taste in my mouth about it anytime I hear anybody playing it on stream or hearing talk about it in even Reddit posts or communities or the Twitter sphere or whatever. It's one of those where I'm like, great, This is where the biggest controversy comes out to play. And it's not enjoyable to be part of the community publicly. It's one of those, like, I just play, I enjoy it, but I'm not going to be out there be like, let me tell you why you should play as Hufflepuff, or listen, I play as Gryffindor, and this is why. Like, no. It's a fun game. I do recommend it. But you also have to, like, just know it takes centuries before Harry Potter. So. I'm going to just cut you off. League of Legends toxic. That's the only reason why. That's a fucking toxic game.
Because you had Skyrim on there as well. We talked about that. But yeah, League of Legends toxic. Okay. True. Bloodborne.
And Dark Souls, all one. I mean, it's two different games, but same reason. Mm-hmm. You have to be a masochist, and they got all the hype for being a masochist game of you're just going to go in and get your ass handed to you. No difficulty level. Love those type of games, by the way. But the hype for them and people acting like, again, these are godly games. These are perfected games. They're good. Conceptually, they are amazing. Execution-wise, they're not. Yeah. There's a lot of things still left for them, and it's not a fully polished game, in my opinion, but... Okay. You also have to be a sadist or a masochist and just love getting your ass handed to you. Yeah. And we've already touched on GTA 5, like Skyrim.
Yep, and you got Final Fantasy, so fuck Final Fantasy. Mario series, which is similar to Pokemon. And then, GTA 5, which I think the fact that it's been around for 10 years on multiple consoles.
Yeah.
So.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It is. I mean, I don't know. The underrated games are going to be a little bit quicker to go by because these are, in my opinion, these are good games, but I'll fight you on a couple of them. So, let's see. I don't think we have any that are actually... See, okay, so you have... I'm just going to go through your list really quick. Kung Fu, the Nintendo game?
Yeah.
That's fair. I almost would say that's a hidden gem because I don't know too many people actually know about Kung Fu.
That's what I say in my episodes. Like, unless it's word of mouth, because that's how it was back then. Unless you had
all Nintendo games,
Nintendo Power or something like that, nobody knew a lot about that game. And there's speed runs of that game along with Mario, but that's a speed run game as well.
Nintendo games in general have probably the highest count of speed runs.
I believe it.
Cult of the Lamb. So fucking underrated. Man, I think we did like several episodes about this. Go play Cult of the Lamb. This is an amazing fucking game. And the Halloween is over. If you didn't get to play the Halloween event, oh my god. Pumpkins as turds, and it was just a fun fucking I loved it. I can't wait for their Christmas event coming up soon. Shit. So I can't stream it because I get too focused inside the game. I can't focus on. I get sucked into this game so hard. Bad Dudes sounds familiar. So I'm gonna.
It's a knockoff of Double Dragon. It's a knockoff of Double Dragon. It's one that was, I think it was a little more fun when it came to playing it. It was a lower budget style Double Dragon. Best way to describe it.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it was.
I don't think Double Dragons was overhyped to a degree, but yeah.
I wanted to put it on there after I put Bad Dudes on there, but I probably put Bad Dudes here as under. So it was a fun one.
Knack. All right. I get it. Yeah.
Tekken. Now Tekken I had, and I knew as soon as I put this one, I'm gonna probably catch a lot of shit because I put that I thought Street Fighter, but I think at the time Tekken came out.
Hold on, you shit on fighting games on other episodes.
I did,
and then I have a couple on you shit on Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and Tekken. Those are your three go-to OG fighting games.
Tekken to me was different. The gameplay was different.
So much fun,
the angles were different. It wasn't just a stereotypical side scroll like how the other ones were. You had different angles of everything. So that's why I thought Tekken was a little more... I thought it was more underhyped because everybody was all over Street Fighter and everything else, and a lot of people didn't play Tekken. Now, until Tekken, I think, blew up. But that's the thing is that I didn't think it was really underhyped of how it was.
I mean,
when it came out.
And the bowling. Oh, the bowling.
Oh, I forgot about the bowling.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Well, you had the store, you had the bowling, and you had like the side extra shit that you could do, and Tekken just felt different. It was definitely ahead of its time for sure. I preferred Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter, but Tekken, I never had them in the same category because it wasn't just a fighting game. There was more to this game. So, Dynasty Warriors, I can see why you're saying under, but I think this is appropriately rated. I'm like, eh. But I'm also not a big fan of it, so.
I think you have severe ADHD or have to have constant action. This is a perfect game for you. Because it is nothing but constant action and massive hordes of bad guys coming at you that you have to fight. And playing it as two players is even better because then you hit your specials, you guys team up and do a lot more shit. But it's just one of those things that we lost multiple nights playing this game, me and a couple of friends of mine. And nobody really ever played it. And when it came out, I don't really remember knowing anything about it. Like my friends introduced me to it.
I would say probably more recently people are more familiar. Like the last 10 years, people are familiar with Dynasty Warriors, but it's hard to remember that it's been out for ever. Jet Moto, I agree with that one. Yeah, underrated.
Needs to be remade. I want it to be remade so bad.
I'd rather have it be remastered than remade because when they start remaking stuff, they start fucking with shit. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Now, this one I know is going to be.
I don't think this should be overhyped, but I think this is kind of like it's right in the middle. It's appropriate. It's equally balanced.
I didn't know anything about it, and obviously it's a Star Wars game, so either I missed it somehow or whatnot. But yes, I didn't just stumble across it. I searched up Star Wars games to see what was out there, and I found the Fallen Order. Yeah, and I didn't know anything about it, and I found it was good. I enjoyed it.
Again, if you want more information on these games, we were just doing a kind of quick run through. Watch episode 83 and 84, the two before this. RoboCop versus Terminator Saga.
Sega. I had to look what they're on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was trying to. If you notice, there's a lot of Sega games on my unders.
Neither one of us had on there. Shinobi, Sega handheld, that edition specifically. You get the 5 different colored ninjas, and they all had different powers.
I didn't have that kind of money growing up, so
I didn't either. We stole it from a cousin.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There's like 100 plus of us at the time. It's fine. Maximum Carnage, also from Sega. Yeah, I can get that one. I would say that was really underrated. I don't know too many people actually knew Sega games in general.
Yeah,
people did not really understand. Deadpool, love this game.
I came across it. I don't know where the hell I think I found it in Redbox. That's where I found it. I never even heard about it. I know this damn game. I'd say it's great. I like it. I haven't bought it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Homefront was supposed to be a Call of Duty killer, and honestly, it was on the verge of killing Call of Duty. The studio just kind of lost funding and couldn't do much with it, and it was fun, but also with everything going on in the world at the time, it didn't work out very well.
Yes.
So, the Warriors Sega Edition, Basket Brawl, yep. Titanfall 1 and 2. Oh, you're gonna get so much shit on that one.
Probably. I don't think it was hyped up nearly as it should have been.
2 was hyped. 2 was hyped up a lot, but I wouldn't say it got killed, but the hype around it got killed very quick.
I think, and I talked about it in the episode about how that could be an amazing BR if they went that direction, if it was done correctly. A mech BR could be really fun.
If you're going to do a mecha one, it needs to be Gundam.
Oh, fuck Gundam.
That would be an awesome
BR. Isn't there already one?
Probably.
Didn't it just come out?
I don't have a VR headset. I'm not paying that money.
Oh, not a VR one. There's a Gundam style. There's a Gundam.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. This came out. So okay.
I'm hearing the letters V as in Victor, not B as in Bravo.
Oh, Gundam.
Yeah. So VR. Gundam would be a good VR game.
Oh,
you have to jump into your mecha suit.
Gotcha. All right.
Titanfall as a BR. Bravo. Yes, that'd be fun. Def Jam Fight for New York. Super fucking underrated.
Yes.
Super fucking underrated.
And if I'm right, I think another one just came out. Or recently, something, I don't know, but I remember playing it. I want to say it was on PlayStation.
I like that.
One or two
on PlayStation.
I think it was. But either way, when I found this game, and you can be Ludacris, Exhibit, Redman, Method Man, and they had the playlist, the catalog that they had, and they played their music. DMX was on there. I mean, it was great. I loved it, and that was one that nobody played.
2 and GameCube and Xbox, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody played it.
We all played it growing up.
It was great. I loved it.
Toe Jam and Earl. Go listen to his episode if you want to hear more about that one. We're just gonna leave it at that. Okay. I will give you credit for this one, these next two, prior to their re-release. Lion King and Aladdin. Those two super underrated. We did an episode where we talked about it being re-released. These two are games that piss you off.
Yes.
So fucking quickly. You can go listen to his episode. Again, it should be like 84, I believe. And then really any other gaming episode when we talk about games that just piss us. These two, oh my god. You want to have fucking rage and break your controller? These two games are going to do it. House of the Dead Overkill on the Wii. Okay. I didn't play that one, so I don't have much to go off that one.
It was the first one that you could actually play in-home arcade style with a gun pointing at the screen that felt like you were at an arcade playing it, and not a lot of people played it and knew about it, so it's just one that I thought of. It was like a last-minute one, too. So
That's fair. Where
are your fingers?
I'm going to just fight you, though, really quick on...
Which one?
2 of yours. Is it 2? Yeah, 2. Cyberpunk 2077, I will say you had it as an overrated. I think it's an underrated game. And for probably the same reason why you have it as an over is all the publicity around it was going so good. And then fucking consumers were being little bitches saying death threats and shit and tanked the game. Then the game kind of went off the radar because it had such a bad launch for just a month at a time, glitches and issues for console players, and it just wasn't completed. A lot of problems and bugs, especially with their new DLC that just came out. This game is golden, and it's so good, it's so much fun, and I have it on my underrated because you take the bad launch out of it, nobody's really talking about it outside of the community, and it goes under the radar. And then the fact that you have Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba in it, yeah, it's amazing.
No, I had his overhyped, but I did talk about the same thing of exactly what you said. It's in the episode as well. So yeah,
it's in my episode too. It's like, listen, bad launch, I get it, but it's all your fucking fault.
Yeah,
not my fault. I was okay with it. Look at me, I'm waiting for Skull and Bones. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, so I think we're on the same page, just different aspects of looking at it.
Yeah, the same coin.
All right, Detroit is Human.
This is where you play as an AI bot, and you are basically becoming human and it's a sentient AI, and you make good or bad decisions or neutral decisions, and making good decisions turns you more into human-esque type of robot. Bad decision turns you into a robot because it comes to a point where it's robots or AI versus people, and you're a cop. And it's a good game. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing
Fable
it.
Style?
Huh?
Fable style?
No,
I'm only going. You can choose your path. That's what I guess I'm comparing it.
I have a hard time calling this a game because think of it like.
I mean, it doesn't look like
it wasn't a lot of action. It was more of like you're hearing dialogue and you have to make the decision, but you still moved in an open world type of environment. You still got to do action and everything, but
like a flight simulator game.
Yeah, simulation to actual fighting was definitely skewed, but it's an underrated. It's such a good game. I love this game.
And you're okay. Next, we got Lego series. You're talking any and all Lego series.
Oh, just any of them. The amount of
Harry
people
Potter, Marvel.
Oh, Star Wars. They're all of them. Ninjago, Bionicles, all of them.
You think they're underrated?
Oh my god, yeah. You know how many people like the only people who really know about it are gonna be like your kids. But if you play as an adult, there are so many fucking innuendos.
Oh yeah,
especially Star Wars, where like they blow up or whatever, or like stormtroopers shoot something. It's like, oh my god, I actually saw something. This is amazing. And then he loses his legs or whatever. It's like, maybe we'll have better accuracy now. It's like just stupid shit. It works. I love it.
No, I get it. Okay, see, I mean that makes sense. Definitely. All right, so your next one. Your next one is one game that I've seen. Gex from PS1 era, as you have it.
This was your little gecko. Just a spy gecko. I don't know. This came up in a conversation. My list came up in like conversations with people I were talking with earlier this week, and it's one of those like not a lot of people actually know about it, and those that do are like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Like you were a gecko." I'm sorry, and yet I still couldn't crawl underneath the goddamn fence. Okay, like it didn't get the love. I love this game.
Okay,
these next two I absolutely love.
So this one, Area 51, I didn't know they made for PS1. This has always been one of my favorite arcade games. Going to the arcade, playing this in arcade style, one of my favorites of all time. I didn't know it was a PS1, and I feel like you would almost lose playability because you don't have a gun. I don't think PlayStation had a gun, do they?
No, you definitely play with controller. And this is where like my love for inverted controls came from, because up was down, down was up type thing. But it was so much fun. Like my brother and I would play this game for hours on end and just shoot everything, destroy the red barrels, blow them up. Like it was just a lot of fun. This was one game I was like, yeah, you need to fucking remake it now. I would play this game.
I think I like more of the. I think I still stick more arcade, but I don't know. I have a hard time not having the gun.
You get used to it.
Definitely an underrated game for sure. It's one of my favorite arcade games of all time.
You don't dab much into this one. I've talked about this one.
Legends of Dragons, yes.
Yeah, love this game.
All right, Darksiders.
You play as the Four Horsemen. There's 4 chapters of this, so you play as War, Death, and Fury, and each game has a different. Like the first one, you play as War. You get cast out and all that stuff, and you're reclaiming. It's just a fun game. It's easy hack and slash to go through, but it's also a great lore and story behind it, and it ties in with the mythology. So,
next Middle Earth series,
Lord of the Rings.
Is this
the one that controls the orcs, and you can suck the souls out of them? Ring of Power.
Those are not ones I've played. Okay, so if it was the original Lord of the Rings one, that one would be one that I would.
Oh, the PS2 one where you get to,
where you actually get to be
2 towers.
Yes, that's the one that I've always considered one of the most.
That's super underrated too.
That's my best one.
Damn it! I didn't have that one on here. That's a good one. Like I said, I had 50 of these games.
I don't doubt it. Immortals, Phoenix Rising.
Yes.
Phoenix.
Again, this is another mythology one. Yeah, I streamed the shit out of this when it came out.
You and your fucking Greek mythology.
Just any mythology.
Fear.
It doesn't have to be Greek.
We've talked about Fear.
Yep.
Before. It Takes Two.
We've talked about this. Yeah. This is a 2-player one. My wife and I played it together. It's really good for couples specifically play with, because you have to work together. I
think yeah. Okay.
It's on PlayStation. It's on all consoles actually.
Okay, it's almost like the Shrunken Kids one. I can't remember what the hell it's called. It came out a while ago.
It is. It's you get turned into your kid's dolls that she created.
Okay.
You guys are trying to go through a divorce and the kid doesn't want you to, and you work things out and you become a happy married couple again.
Okay.
After threatening to kill each other numerous times.
Payday 1 and 2.
Yeah. You play as burglars. You're gonna go rob a bank, get to work together. This is actually a game you and I could play. I don't know if it's free on console. Payday 1 was originally a PlayStation exclusive. And you just try rob a bank and you get to work together. It's really good for multiplayer. Payday 3 just came out and it has a lot of publicity behind it, and it fucking failed epically. Payday 2 is now receiving a lot of publicity because of it, but 1 for sure, 2 got tossed in because it was still fun. But before this recording,
okay, I think a lot of people would notice this at the cover art if they knew it was the clown with the American flag, giant red nose.
It kind of looks
American
like Insane Clown Posse.
Kind of, yeah. With a ripoff of the Joker from the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
The bank robbery. Just wonder if they took it from it. It's the Army of Two series.
This
very
needs to be
underrated
remade.
game.
This game is
very underrated.
Do you know why this game stopped being produced?
No.
Lack of interest.
Really?
That was the studio's reason why they stopped producing Army of Two series, was because
so weird.
It didn't have the consumer base behind it, and nobody seemed to want to pay for another game. I was like, I'm sorry. There's a whole fucking cult following for this game.
Yeah, I can see it. It just, I don't know. I played a little bit of it. I didn't get into it, and I can see how people can get bored with it.
Yeah. Well, that's saying it wasn't
also sucked in at the same time.
It's just there was no interest, and that was false.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the next one because they left you on the best cliffhangers.
Okay, please inform me how you think Fallout 76 was under.
All right, so here's the thing. That game still does get so shit on, and of all the Fallout series, because it's a very niche market, kind of like Skyrim. But the only difference is this didn't get shoved down your throat for a decade plus. Fallout 76 is equal to New Vegas, and New Vegas, for those who actually like Fallout, love New Vegas, and New Vegas is another one that got shit on constantly because it wasn't up to the traditional Fallout series standards. But these are hidden gems that like you can do so much in 76. The story is amazing there. There's just a lot to do, and it just gets shit on constantly. You don't see a lot of publicity for it anymore. It definitely was overhyped when it first came out, and then they got shut down really quick on that publicity because people are like, this isn't like Fallout 3. This is drastically different. I didn't want New Vegas. New Vegas sucked, and now New Vegas is like deemed the best Fallout game. Just takes time.
Yeah.
Fine wine.
So the next one is another one that we have we're complete opposites on. Star Wars Battlefront. You have 2. I have Battlefront, but you have Battlefront 2.
I thought you had Battlefront 2 on there.
Nope, I have just Battlefront.
Okay, that's why I gave you shit, because I thought you made the second one. Second one, okay, so this one could definitely receive overhyped as well because of all the shit behind it, but this is one that kind of put EA in its place because EA started the loot boxing, and this was the one where like, oh, you want to play as Darth Vader and Yoda? You definitely can. However, you have to play 100,000 plus hours to unlock them, or you can pay I think $600. It was an obscene amount of money.
Expensive.
And it put EA in their place really quick. Disney had to get involved and was like, you will either fucking stop or we'll remove the IP from you altogether and you will not make another Star Wars game ever again. And they quickly went, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But this is one of those like now hidden gems of it has a good community behind it, and there's so much you can do with it, whether you're playing as Vader or Yoda or Anakin or Skywalker. There's a lot of stuff to do with it, and it's just a good break of normality within Call of Duty. So
I think the big one with mine is it was Battlefront to begin. It was just the multiplayer on it when you're playing multiplayer, and I was like, this is horrible. Like it's not fun at all.
I can get that.
The game wise is okay. Yeah. I don't think it's I don't know. Overhyped is where I had first one at least.
And for number one, absolutely, because again, kind of like Homefront, this was supposed to compete head on with Call of Duty, but it was supposed to hit a specific niche market of Star Wars fans. And they were just, it was not executed properly to where it was. So I can get the overrated on that one 100%. So we already talked about Cyberpunk 20.
Cyberpunk. SSX Tricky.
Snowboarding game. Oh my God. Love this game.
That's one, unless you know people that play it, you'll probably never play it or even hear about it. I guarantee
it's up there with Tony Hawk.
Yeah. And it was a snowboard game. There are people that fight you on it.
Oh, I'll fight myself on it. That's fine.
I mean, you definitely have an argument there with it. It was a fun game. Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh.
This is one of the games inside the Mass Effect franchise. This is deemed like the shittiest one because they broke away from the norm. They tried something completely different. They went a whole different route and just pissed the community off, and people did not like it. On the other hand, if you actually look at its face value and look at like the continuity of the franchise, it works and it plays out perfectly. And granted, controls and other issues, yeah, they're going to be there no matter what. It's the fact of this is how they were doing it, and then Andromeda came along and they went, let's try something new. And like Fallout 76 and other games like Back 4 Blood, which is next up, is it pissed off the existing community that was there, and they're like, this is a game shit. It's nothing like the original. It's not supposed to be like the original. They're building upon it.
So you're talking about this is the one that just came out, right? Back 4 Blood?
Yeah.
Like within the last 6 to 8 months?
A year.
Whenever it came out. Was it a year? Okay.
Over a year.
Now this one I almost put as overhyped.
I can see it overhyped.
They had all the big streamers running it. They were playing it, and they were even shit talking it while they were playing it. And I played the game. It's okay, but I can see exactly why it's shit.
It's one of those, like, again, unlike a lot of people, I can separate companies and who makes everything. Just like I can say certain Call of Duties are amazing because Treyarch was able to work on it, or because Raven was able to work on it, or whoever. I can differentiate that. Back 4 Blood is not Left 4 Dead game. But again, when it came out, I could get in the overhype situation really quick for it too, because it got all the hype from the Left 4 Dead community. It's like, oh my God, it's a continuity. It's going to continue. No, it has nothing to do with Left 4 Dead. It's a whole different franchise, whole different game. Yes, it has similarities between it, but it's a whole brand new game. It's different series, different saga. And that's why people shout on it, was because they were comparing it so much to Left 4 Dead versus just saying it's its own game. And you can like listen to the episode, I go into more detail about it, but yeah.
So let's skip the next one you have, because I want to come back to it. The last one you have is Outriders.
Oh my God! So this was supposed to be a Destiny killer.
Okay.
You had classes.
Oh yeah.
And this was definitely one of those, like, what's the best way to put it? This is one of those games that could be put in either categories depending upon how you looked at and how you position your view on this. It's one of those games of, it was positioned to be a Destiny 2 killer, and it very well still could be if they fixed a few things. But at the same time, it forced you very strongly to play with other players, whether you liked it or not. If you wanted to play by yourself like I did, you had to grind your ass off to get to certain levels to beat it, but it was still worth it. Like, I like playing it by myself, but it's more fun to play with other people. This was one of those, like, I flipped between overhyped, underhyped type thing a dozen times before I was like, you know what? Nobody's really playing this anymore. The community's kind of fizzled because they fucked up, but still a good game.
Okay. No, I mean, I can see it from just look at the cover art and everything. Okay, this next one you have, I think, are like two completely different sides. StarCraft and Warcraft. You're talking about World of Warcraft, correct?
No. Warcraft.
Okay. Now, Warcraft, I don't know what that Warcraft is. I don't even know if I've...
World of Warcraft came from Warcraft.
Okay.
You know what StarCraft is, right? The battle, the build?
Yeah.
Okay, it's that, but with Warcraft characters.
StarCraft was like Command and Conquer.
Yes.
But in space. Okay.
Kind of in space,
Warcraft, yeah. So they have
Warcraft is the exact same, but
Warcraft.
with Warcraft, like it's a builder game. You have to be strategic.
Okay.
But this is also one of those games like StarCraft. I was ranked competitively in StarCraft 2 when it came out in like 2010 or something. I was ranked competitively globally. But this is also one of those games like, unless you're inside the community, a lot of people either don't know about it or they have the same perspective as you of, I don't like any type of game where I have to build something up just to launch my forces, have them lost, and then keep building up and fight for resources and everything. And it's a strategy.
This is where game. I love StarCraft. I played Command and Conquer and I played StarCraft, and that's where these ones I will play. I didn't know Warcraft. I didn't even realize that Warcraft was.
Anytime I saw Warcraft in that.
Okay, so that's why I thought it was just part of World of Warcraft. So I just tossed.
These all supersede. This is where World of Warcraft came from. Is Warcraft Battle Chess technically came out first for fucking decade plus, and then World of Warcraft went, oh, let's make a world out of this, and let's start all these key players like Thrall. Let's start making these important people inside of the World of Warcraft series and make an actual quote world, hence its name.
Yeah.
And let's do this whole universe.
Yeah, see, Command and Conquer is where I started with all of that, and then with the StarCraft, once I figured out, yeah. And that's, and you could probably went right there with that. So yeah, I mean, once I found out StarCraft, I was like, oh, I can go into space now and have like aliens and shit like that. Oh, hell yeah, sign me up. So yeah, that one, because I remember playing a lot of that when I was deployed in, where was I at? 10. That was in I think it was Afghanistan. I played Command and Conquer in Iraq as well. So yeah, growing up, I played a lot of Command and Conquer. So I think with that, we definitely had. Almost not too different, but we had some. I think our unders were more nostalgia style ones that we wanted to bring up.
Well, they're
definitely needed to be talked about.
I don't know if they're more nostalgic. For my underrated, you watch my whole fucking episode, you'll hear about it.
Yeah.
But basically, all my underrated came from ones like I could talk about in a conversation, and these are on like my top 50, top 100 games I always play. And yeah, people be like, "What are you talking about? I never heard that game." Or they'd be like, "Oh, that was the game," and them just having no fucking clue because the conversation I was having with the group I was talking with, it always starts off with Legends of Dragoons, and like I don't know what the fuck that is, so I have to educate these fuckers on it. And they look into like, oh, it's like Final Fantasy. No, it's fucking better than Final Fantasy. It was a 6-disc fucking CD game. Like, went off on it, and that led to us just kind of dick measuring between games of who could tell like the most outrageous game and explain why it deserves to be up there. And literally that's how this whole episode came about. And there's one like SS Tricky. No one fucking knew what that was. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you know Tony Hawk's skateboarding game? Yeah. SSX Tricky and Razor. Razor was another good it was a scooter game. That was fun.
I never played Razor.
It was fun. You had to be into the Razor scene. You had to be into like the scooter scene.
Oh,
that's why I have a giant scar from my heel all the way up to middle of my calf. Fucking break on a Razor, rip that off. But yeah, I mean, some of these are nostalgic. Some of these are just like people don't play anymore. They have no idea about anymore. But now knowing you play StarCraft, we're gonna PvP some shit. I'll fight you in it. Just be competitive.
Now we may have to go into the whatever that one was, the bank robbing one.
Payday? Yep. If it's free on yours, definitely.
I'll look for it. We'll see.
Payday 2, not Payday 3. I'm not gonna pay that for that shit.
Okay.
Me issue.
Yeah, we'll look and see. But I think it was definitely a good list.
I got more. How many more episodes do you want to do these? I got like 1,000 games.
It took me a lot to try and find 40. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why your episode's only like 40 minutes. Mine's an hour and 20.
Yeah. Listen to my first if you're short on time.
You're pressed. His is the condensed version.
Yes, very.
Both of them go over more detail or go in more detail about games rather than the quick overview. Because I literally spent minutes on like Legends, Dragoons, and Call of Duty and Fortnite, League of Legends, just explaining it. So
If you go on time, I did about a minute per, if not a little bit less. I give quick overviews.
I needed more time. I could have done like a 2-3 hour one, but
You probably could have.
I had to go get my kid from school, so I ran out of time.
You in your 6-part episode. You're running a mini series on your top 40.
I'll do it. Don't you fucking tempt me here.
I don't doubt you would.
That's my next idea for when you go on vacation. You leave me again. Okay. Yeah. Go check all those episodes out again if you haven't already, and come back to this one and listen to it. If you haven't picked up on that at the beginning of this episode, I'm so sorry. So sorry you're slow. Yeah, that's all I got really for you people. I'll let Roggle do the sign out. There you go. Don't forget.
Got much.
You gotta call me daddy. Mm-hmm.
Check us out on Thursdays. We play video games. Maybe we'll find out if we can play Payday 1 or 2 or something else. We'll see. I don't know. If not, we'll be on Warzone like always. So yeah, check us out. Sig's on YouTube and Twitch. I am on Twitch. I go by Roggle on there, just like here. He is Cybermark Sig over on YouTube and Twitch. Are you not on Kick anymore?
I'm on everything.
Okay.
I just wasn't getting the traction on Kick anymore after 3 months, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, traction on Twitch and YouTube still consistently, so.
Okay. Yeah. Check us out there.